Oh god. Oh, it's just the THX stream again. What the fuck? Where the fuck am I? Quite recently, I took my first ever trip to none other than sunny Los Angeles. For a while now, I've been working on a feature-length documentary project with my friend / Buffalo film producer, JJ Alfieri. Now, when JJ flew me out to LA, I assumed it was to conduct interviews for our documentary, but I soon learned that wasn't the case at all.
So now maybe I've been dying to
What, the new, like the new PlayStation, or? Good luck trying. How long? Who is it?
People are posting
the PS, like all the new next gen consoles are still like super back ordered. Like they're still such a rare commodity, and even now they're like going for like $900. You could get like the last gen console for probably like $200.
For what? PlayStation 4?
Yeah, you could probably get a PlayStation 4 for like $200 today. You can get another one like that. But for like a PlayStation 5, you could potentially get it, and it would cost you like $500, $900.
$800
for a PlayStation 4. After solving JJ's next-gen problem, I awoke the next day to go visit my film friend Sal, who had graciously agreed to let me borrow his lights for my short time in LA.
How's it going, man?
Hello. What's good, dude?
This camera rig.
Thank you. Because of my respect for Sal, I didn't record the botched parking job he did moments after this. Given that Sal is a former Western New Yorker himself, there's been one question I've been dying to ask him since I got here. Where the hell's the sun?
That's a good question.
I had a whole conversation with my Lyft driver yesterday. He was like bragging about how sunny it is here, and it is cloudy as shit. This is the
Anytime someone comes from Western New York, I swear they bring the bad weather.
Wow, way to tell me to fuck off, Sal. Next you'll probably brag about your clients to me.
I've worked on multiple shoots where we've had producers and talent and clients from New York State or New York City, and they always bring the clouds.
Wow, you know what? I do wish I filmed that botched parking job, you son of a bitch. Later that evening, I met JJ back at the hotel for our first round of interviews, and then we all hung out afterwards for a pretty banging dinner. However, as we sat there, two things became very apparent to me. The first being that the GH5 really doesn't hold up in low light, and the second being that people really do love being in front of a camera.
How are your olives?
How are your
I love
olives?
this B-roll, by the way. This is very fun. I feel like I am...
I was gonna say, I'm like, how much of what you're doing right now is for the camera? Like, if I put the camera away,
By the way,
if I put the camera
I
away,
just need y'all to know.
how much is...
I just need y'all to know that I lost everything I had and flew out the next morning from a newspaper clip from Buffalo because I got accepted into the United States Marine Corps band. And as the first woman bass player and the first African American woman bass player to ever be a bass player in the bass player in the United States Marine Corps band, and that was the only thing I had to accredit my name to any validity because I lost everything in the bathroom hotel at Thursday in the Square listening to them live.
You're like, for dirt.
I regret nothing.
The next day I had some time to myself, so I took a walk down to Sunset Boulevard. Unfortunately, when I travel, I have the overwhelming desire to not stick out as a tourist, which drove me to spend most of my money on this bottle of Fiji water. Between the top-tier water and the Uber rides, I decided to bite the bullet and rent a car in hopes of saving some money. And the first thing I did was do the most touristy thing I could think of. Just okay. I was right. My shot was just okay. I hung around the observatory for a bit, but I didn't want to wait through the crowds of people to go inside, so instead I just hung out with my guy James Dean. Later that night, I regrouped with JJ and Sean at the El Compadre for a pretty great business dinner and music. Before Sean and I could find out more about this Broad City party, we were joined by writer-director Addison Henderson and their new business partner Theo. And from there, we listened to them talk about their experiences working together.
I felt like the first scene was always the hardest. You don't have your rhythm down yet. You're a little bit tense. You're a little bit nervous. I don't know if you can tell or not, but like my first scene in GOD compared to my last scene in GOD.
Yeah, but you know what,
I grew so much in a couple weeks. Like,
absolutely,
because you're doing it and you're inside of it. But I say that, you know what? That's the character.
Right.
That's the character. And we just flow with it. You know what I'm saying?
On my last day, I went and returned the car that I rented and decided to walk back to JJ's hotel, which was over an hour away. But hey, I finally got to do a little bit of sightseeing, and I even got to take a nice stroll down Santa Monica Boulevard. You know, I often find myself just thinking about the past couple years of my life since graduating college. I'm gonna be entering my late 20s soon enough, and every day it feels like time is just passing me by. I don't get to hear from my close friends and loved ones as often as I'd like, or even see them. All the while, I can just feel the weight of the world just piling on me every day. And honestly, I find it hard to get up in the morning sometimes. It feels like I'm running in a race. I don't know what place I'm in. All I can really be sure of is that I'm not in first. And that scares me sometimes. But then I look at this table and, I see it. I see all the people who, started where I was, and it makes me think back. It makes me think about all the friends I've made and relationships I've built over these past few years. And ask myself, if things were different, would I still be here right now in LA or doing anything else that I'm doing right now? And if that isn't enough, we'll build some inspiration off of, then, I just listen to JJ talk about his life's journey.
Well, I'm at my age, right, and I achieved a lot of, I have little resources to work with, and I don't have a wife, I don't have children, I don't have really anything holding me back at all. So I'm freewheeling as much as I can, and I'm just trying to accomplish the most that I can until the wheels spin off or something else happens.
So maybe at the end of the race, it doesn't really matter when you get there or how you got there. All that matters is that you did, in fact, cross that finish line. So maybe, in the future, myself and everyone around me, well, maybe we'll all end up crossing that finish line together. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, thank you all for watching. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to Sugar Pine 7, whose alternative lifestyle format was a big influence on me when doing this video. I've been a big fan of theirs for a while. I miss a lot of their old videos they did. I know they've just put out some new stuff recently. Go ahead and check it out in the link below. Give them a shout out. Maybe in the future I'll go ahead and shoot more content like this. Maybe try and make it my own, who knows, but had to give them a big shout out first beforehand. So thank you for all watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.